Duma Boko, do swear that I will faithfully and diligently discharge my duties and perform my functions in the high office of the Republic of President of the Republic of Botswana.
A quiet storm swept across Botswana, not of thunder or rain, but of voices rising in unison. A people long patient with history decided to write a new chapter with their own hands. Nearly 1 million hearts beat to the same rhythm, using the ballot to rewrite a nation's history. The streets of Gaborone erupted like dawn, breaking after a long night. Songs, ululations, and tears of joy filled the air, for the umbrella for democratic change had risen to lead the land. For the first time since 1965, the wheel of destiny had turned. The old river of politics met a new strong current, steady and unstoppable. A new dawn had arrived, painted in the colors of courage and conviction.
Together, we usher in a new political dawn. I dare say to you, you have given me strength and hope, and I'm prepared to return strength and hope to you 1,000-fold. The message I impart is unity, togetherness. We are the village that the future will look back to and either praise or look back in lamentation.
Then came a moment that captured the soul of a nation. Two presidents, one bowing out, one stepping in, their hands meeting not as rivals but as patriots. In that single handshake, Botswana reminded the world that true power is not taken, it is handed over with grace. That democracy at its finest is the art of peace.
I have a pack here of the instruments that you would need for power, Your Excellency. It's a gago morena.
Gone mo ko maatseng a mangwe go pala mo go kgonang go tlisa dikgoberego, mme ebile a puso ya batho ka batho e ka kgona go heta ka seemo se. Baitsanape ba sepolotiki le batlhalegedi hela ba dilo ba re jaanong go a bo go supa gore puso ya batho ka batho eo e nonogile.
Soon after the exchange of a powerful handshake, President Boko pronounced his mantra, a rallying cry for his term. He signaled that his administration would not be defined by what it inherited, but by what it envisioned.
We must not be hostages of the institutions and dependencies that we have inherited. We must critique, challenge, change these institutions. The economic theories and preconceptions of yore may not serve the present generation.
President Boko, a lawyer, scholar, and advocate for human rights, had walked these roads before. From the courtrooms where he defended the marginalized to platforms where he challenged complacency. Now he carried that conviction into office, not to rule, but to serve.
You elected when you offered yourself.
to break out of and liberate yourself from the egocentric predicament. It is now no longer about yourself. It is about yourself in community with other selves. And so we are all now servants of the people. We've said, as a broad framework, as a conceptual paradigm, we employ a human rights-based approach. This is an approach that says to us, we are dealing with rights that we did not give. We are not the givers of these rights. Let us make no mistake about this.
In his first 100 days, President Boko moved with quiet urgency. He brought once divided voices under one umbrella and declared that government must return to its rightful owners, the citizens. And from the first sunrise of his leadership, words gave way to action. Deep in the heart of the Kalahari, on the 10th of December 2024, President Boko displayed one of his earliest acts, a gesture of humanity long overdue. Bitseng Gaoborekwe finally found rest. After years of waiting in silence, he was laid to rest in the soil of his ancestors. In that solemn act, history exhaled. The lawyer who once defended the Basarwa's right to their land had now become their president, carrying compassion from the courtroom to the highest office in the land. Justice, once whispered, was finally spoken aloud.
Bokao sesupo kgolagano e ntšha ya go tlotla go totomatsa go dibela ditshwanelo tsa lona tse le di lwetseng la di dibela go le thata gompieno kgololesego e gorogile e mo diatleng tsa lona.
New winds began to blow. Old age pensions were raised. Indigenous languages were given space to breathe again. Economic revival is revolving, built on inclusion, innovation, and sustainability. Botswana's story, once defined by diamonds alone, is beginning to glow from new sources. Its people, its creativity, its renewed sense of purpose.
We have the added pressure now, the pressure of calamity. We have to transform under pressure of calamity. The monosectoral economy that we have been is severely challenged. Our over-reliance on diamonds has placed us in the most precarious of circumstances. We have to find alternatives, and quickly. So we have had to take the first bold steps to establish the Botswana Sovereign Wealth Fund in order for us to pursue rigorously and vigorously the diversification of the economy, move it from a monosectoral, diamond-dependent economy to an economy that thrives and is driven by different sectors. And so the Sovereign Wealth Fund is to oversee that process in critical respect. And so the process begins.
With the winds of change came the conclusion of the Botswana De Beers diamond deal, a defining moment for a country whose brilliance has long come from beneath its soil. For 6 decades, diamonds have told Botswana's story. The new deal is not just about mining stones, it is about mining opportunity. It asserts Botswana's place in the value chain to ensure that every gem that leaves her soil carries a story of pride, not dependency.
We have us a good deal, and we trust that it will carry us well into the future. To the people of Botswana, this partnership, this agreement is about you. It's about the jobs that you need. It's about the hope that you must have in your country. It's about the faith and confidence you must have in the institutions that this country has. We send a message to the world. Botswana is the best place on the African continent to do business. Botswana is the best place to locate your offices, your factories.
And beyond her borders, Botswana's voice grew louder. At the 2025 United Nations General Assembly, President Boko's voice rose among the chorus of nations. He spoke not as a newcomer, but as a leader of a nation reborn. He relaunched to the world a Botswana ready to build, ready to lead, and ready to shine.
We are better together in combating pandemics, better together in adapting to climate change, better together in securing peace, and better together in ensuring that human dignity is not a preserve of the few, but the inheritance of all. Let us therefore recommit ourselves to multilateralism, not as a matter of convenience, but as a matter of deep necessity. For none of us can weather the storms of this century alone. Friends and partners in the Permanent Five, it is time to make good on your promise to a continent. Agree a permanent seat on the UN Security Council for Africa for 80 years, the only continent without one.
When crisis came, swift and unseen, President Boko moved with resolve, declaring a public health emergency. From distant borders came aid, medicine, and solidarity. And in uncertain days, when the fiscus is defying the country's ambitions, Botswana is discovering its strength anew.
In addition to this declaration, I hereby set aside Clause 34, Subclause 3, A and B of the Retirement Fund Act 2022 to enable the establishment of the Health First Botswana Partnership, a 5 billion Pula fund to which the Botswana Development Corporation shall invest the initial sum of 100 million. The purpose of the fund is to facilitate strategic procurement of healthcare supplies to adequately support the public health system's needs. We want this country in the shortest possible time, and I've put 3 years. In the next 3 years, and I'm saying it here so that you can hold me to it, this country will look spectacularly different in the next 3 years.
Now, 12 months into his presidency, President Boko stands at the delicate intersection of hope and history. The nation looks to him to translate their dream into the nation's reality, but with silent awareness that true transformation unfolds not in the noise of triumph, but in the quiet, steady works of change. The journey continues step by step, as the story of the Second Republic unfolds.